Hello everybody, this is Larry and it's episode number 40 of my South Olympic Branch update series. Let me show you what I've been up to. This morning I'm drilling a little hole in that, and the reason I'm doing that is this. That mess of wiring and stuff. So there is a light underneath the outdoor piece here, and then there's some this is, oh, it's a light strip that comes in like a 16-foot roll, and it has a double stick tape on the back of it, and you can cut it like every couple of inches. And so I did that, and then I soldered some connectors to it, and I used 22 gauge wire to connect this up, and you know, I'd actually recommend going with like 24 or 26 just so the wire is more flexible and smaller. But anyway, the idea is it's going to go down through that hole over there, and I'm going to have a power block underneath to give some interior lighting to this building. I actually had this set up on the old layout, and it's one of those things I was able to hopefully work with. I gotta see if my wiring still works after all these years. This part of the building also has some under canopy lights that I may end up redoing. I did these with regular 3mm LEDs, but or surface mount LEDs, but I may go back and take these out and use something else like the Woodland Scenics just plug products, so that I can more easily adjust the amount of light they put out. After I laid out these black pieces of styrene, and of course the glue dried and all of that, I discovered that I was being able to see down in the seam. So I'm just taking a real fine tip paintbrush with some black acrylic paint, and I'm just going to put some in the crack there. Fill it in and make it look like it's tar seal or chip seal, whatever you want to call that. So I kept looking at these concrete edge pieces for the grade crossing and thinking, I don't like the way that's like perpendicular to the track, but you know, not lined up with the road. So razor saw and I marked it with my ruler, and we're going to find out how it looks. I may be just wasting one of these pieces, but we'll find out in a minute. Okay, I think that's going to work pretty good. I just need to cut a piece to fit in there. I put some glue on the pieces, track pieces, I put some glue on the pieces that line the side of the track here, not on the center ones because I'm not done with those yet. And then I'm going to put some glue here, some Aleene's, and we'll get that all put in there. This section of the road anyway. And I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to put, than I had before, I'm going to put a little bit of Aleene's along here, let it squeeze up a little bit, and then later I'll paint it black. My other attempts at sealing there look okay, but I think maybe if I had it pushed up in between a little bit, might look better. Time to get the lip of glue off of that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Nice little bead. It's actually a really good bead of glue, I think. Now, probably shouldn't worry too much about getting this too far over here, because I know with the road flexing up to the track height that it's not going to be sealed. It's not going to be just flat down, so it's going to hang up there anyway. Okay, let's put that away. And let's see if we can fit this in there. You guys probably won't be able to see with my hand in the way there, but I'll try to show you here in a minute when I get closer to being done. You know, I think that looks too bad. Now I need to, whoops, no wonder that's gapped. Silly thing. Okay. All right. So now I need to find some freaking down some weights, maybe to hold this thing down in place while it dries. I need a couple of drill batteries around here. Yes. Yeah. Maybe some screws. Here we go. How about a stack of screws? That'll probably do the trick. Yep. Now I can leave that. Pop the camera off the tripod here. Make people dizzy. It's been a while since I made you guys dizzy, so it's about time I do it again. Okay. Well, we'll have to see what that looks like when it dries. Years ago, and I don't even remember where, I got this partially built grain kit that was a Walthers kit, and somebody had put it together, but not very well. It's kind of coming apart. So I took the opportunity and actually cut this building in half. And I also did the same thing with the silos. Now, this is white, and in the Midwest, it's very common to see white silos and stuff. But out here in Washington, most of them are concrete gray. So I've decided I'm going to paint this. I've got a flat gray primer that I'm going to work with here. And I've already prepped the silos for painting, but as I decided I'm going to do this, it means I got to blank out the windows, which I'm doing with those pieces of blue tape you see right there. I've got to mask a whole bunch of windows that happen to be the same size on this tower. So I'm laying out tape and just cutting rectangles out of it for that. I got some on the sides I got to do as well. Now I've made a bunch of little rectangles, and it's time to apply them. Some of the windows were lost, so I cut out these little pieces out of styrene, and I'm just going to put them in to make make it look like there's a vent there. Okay, I've taped up a number of the windows and filled in some of them with the styrene. And you know, it occurs to me that if you're looking at, you're interested in maybe doing some of this stuff, but you're a little nervous about taking a $60 kit and tearing it apart, hey, check out train shows and stuff, because sometimes guys will be selling kits that have been already modified, or maybe they weren't put together as well as they could have been in the first place. And you can take those parts and learn about doing this. Because I decided on this one, for example, that even if it doesn't turn out in a way that I find spectacular, or that I even like. I didn't spend much on this. I bought it kind of cheap, and like I said before, it was not well glued together, so it was coming apart when I got it. This is something that I sometimes see online. People will say, "Oh, I can just use the Krylon or Rust-Oleum rattle can. It'll be just as good as airbrushing." Well, the building on the left is airbrushed, and the structure on the right is sprayed with Krylon or Rust-Oleum. It doesn't look too bad, but if you look at the one on the right, you'll notice that it's shiny, or at least shinier than the one on the left. And so even though these rattle cans profess to be quote unquote flat, this one is a primer, for example, they aren't really that flat. I also decided I didn't want this door in here. And so I cut out a piece of this corrugated styrene to replace it. Well, it's too thick. It sticks out. And that door is really well glued in. So I'm going to have to, I think, just go with a piece of plain. Okay, with some .010 styrene, I have blanked out the door. Now I just need to fill in the hole that's above it. So the hole is now filled in. I found some 080 channel that fit the width just perfect. So I just had to cut it high enough. Now I just need to mask off this door down here, and then clean this, and then I think it's ready for paint. Oh, and I need to mask off that. And I think it's finally ready for paint. Now I just gotta go get the paint ready and myself ready. After looking at that gray, I decided that it was just way too shiny, and I happened to have a can of Tamiya AS2 around, and I thought that would look better, and it does. So that's what it is now. Now I just got to remove all the masking from that tower, and we'll see what that looks like. Let's peel off some masking. Get that one out. That's annoying. Some of these I got really good. There we go. Gotta say, I like that a lot better. I've got a lot of work to do on it yet, but this is a big improvement. I've had these two Atlas QSI equipped locomotives for quite a while. These are two Atlas QSI equipped units. With my wood products train. Well, everybody, I'm going to call that it for episode number 40. As always, stay safe and have fun with your trains.